The cocaine disappears at 3:42 p.m. from evidence room B. 17-year-old Sophia Reynolds slides the plastic bag into her designer backpack. Security cameras capture everything. Her father, Detective Mark Reynolds, processes crime scenes while his daughter commits felonies. This is law enforcement privilege meeting criminal behavior. Detective Reynolds built a 30-year career on integrity. His daughter destroys it in 30 seconds. The stolen evidence came from Operation Northside, a major drug bust targeting high school dealers. Sophia wanted pure cocaine for her exclusive private school parties. Nobody will miss one little bag, she whispers to herself. She is wrong. Evidence inventory systems track every grain. Detective Lieutenant Sarah Chen discovers the theft during a routine audit. Sophia attends prestigious Peyton Academy. Tuition costs $40,000 annually. Her classmates include the children of senators and corporate heirs. Money flows like water. The cocaine bag contained crucial DNA evidence. Without it, 3 drug dealers walk free. Sophia's theft enables criminals to escape. She sells the stolen cocaine to classmates immediately, $500 per gram. Easy money from police evidence. This stuff is pure, she brags to wealthy friends. My dad gets the good stuff from work. The statement reveals complete moral corruption. Sophia profits from her father's badge. Detective Chen reviews security footage carefully. High-definition cameras show Sophia's theft clearly. No room for doubt. The evidence room requires card access. Only authorized personnel enter. Sophia used her father's security card without permission. Detective Reynolds, we need to discuss your daughter, Lieutenant Chen says gravely. Mark Reynolds reviews the footage silently. His career ends in real time. That's my security card, he admits quietly. Sophia must have taken it. Mark, Chen replies, your daughter stole evidence from an active investigation. The weight crushes him immediately. 30 years of honest service destroyed by an entitled teenager. Sarah, I'll handle this personally. This goes beyond family discipline, Mark. We're talking federal charges. Sophia arrives home at 6:15 p.m. Designer clothes hide criminal evidence. Her father waits in the living room. Sophia, sit down. We need to talk. She notices his serious expression immediately. What's wrong, Daddy? You stole cocaine from my evidence room. Sophia's confidence wavers slightly. I don't know what you mean. Security cameras recorded everything, Sophia. She switches to teenage manipulation tactics. Daddy, you're scaring me. I would never steal anything. Detective Reynolds plays the footage on his laptop. Sophia watches herself commit federal crimes. That doesn't look like me, she lies desperately. It's high-definition video, Sophia. Your face is clear. Maybe someone edited it, she insists. Her denial reveals profound dishonesty. Sophia cannot acknowledge the obvious reality. You used my security card to access restricted areas. I was just curious about your work. You stole evidence from a drug investigation. I didn't know it was evidence. Each lie compounds her criminal liability. Detective Reynolds calls his supervisor immediately. Captain Torres, my daughter committed evidence theft. The conversation happens on speakerphone. Sophia hears her father's integrity. Mark, are you certain about this? Completely certain, Captain. I have video evidence. This requires immediate investigation. Sophia interrupts frantically. Daddy, don't do this. I'll return it. You already sold it, Sophia. The admission shocks Captain Torres. She sold stolen evidence to her classmates at school. Mark, this is federal jurisdiction now. Detective Reynolds understands completely. His daughter faces serious prison time. FBI agent Jennifer Walsh arrives within 2 hours, a 20-year veteran of organized crime investigations. Mr. Reynolds, your daughter's actions compromised major drug operations. Sophia sits silently beside an expensive lawyer. Daddy's money purchased top-tier representation. Agent Walsh, my client is a minor with no criminal history. The lawyer argues, your client stole federal evidence and distributed controlled substances. The overwhelming evidence leaves no room for defense. We're prepared to discuss plea arrangements. The lawyer concedes first, your client must reveal all buyers and quantities. Agent Walsh insists. Sophia's classmates face their own criminal charges. Wealthy families panic immediately. 3 weeks later, Sophia appears before Judge Frank Caprio. Juvenile court handles underage offenders differently. The courtroom fills with concerned parents. Peton Academy families arrive in expensive cars. Judge Caprio enters at 2 p.m. sharp. 41 years of experience include countless juvenile cases. Miss Reynolds, you're charged with theft of federal evidence and distribution of controlled substances. Sophia wears conservative clothing, coached by her lawyer for proper courtroom appearance. Your Honor, my client deeply regrets her poor judgment. The lawyer says Judge Caprio studies the FBI report carefully. The evidence fills 3 thick folders. Miss Reynolds, your actions enabled drug dealers to escape prosecution. I didn't mean for that to happen, Your Honor. Intent becomes irrelevant when consequences affect public safety. Sophia's father sits in the gallery, facing an internal investigation because of her crimes. Your Honor, may I address the court? Detective Reynolds, you may speak briefly. Your Honor, I failed as both father and police officer. Sophia's actions shame my entire career. The admission demonstrates rare integrity. Denial would worsen the situation. Detective, your daughter had access to evidence rooms. Yes, Your Honor. I trusted her completely. That trust was misplaced. Judge Caprio continues, Miss Reynolds, your father's career suffers because of your choices. I never wanted to hurt Daddy, Sophia says tearfully, yet you stole his security card to commit felonies. I thought it would be harmless fun. Drug evidence represents serious criminal investigations, not entertainment. Judge Caprio addresses the larger implications. Your theft compromised 3 separate investigations. I didn't know that, Your Honor. Ignorance doesn't excuse criminal behavior. Her lawyer attempts damage control. Your Honor, my client offers full cooperation. Cooperation should have begun before committing federal crimes. Caprio replies, the FBI provided detailed impact assessments. 3 drug dealers escaped prosecution because of missing evidence. Miss Reynolds, Mario Gonzalez walked free because you stole his DNA evidence. Who's Mario Gonzalez? A dealer who sold drugs to middle school children. The connection finally pierces Sophia's selfishness. Her actions enabled child endangerment. I didn't know about any kids. Your theft had consequences beyond your privileged social circle. Judge Caprio reviews sentencing options. Juvenile cases require different considerations. Miss Reynolds, adult court would sentence you to federal prison. Sophia's face turns white. Real consequences finally seem possible. Fortunately, juvenile court offers rehabilitation opportunities. Her lawyer looks relieved. Juvenile sentences mean lighter punishment. However, Judge Caprio continues, your crimes demand serious accountability. Miss Reynolds, you are sentenced to 18 months in juvenile detention. The courtroom gasps. Even her lawyer protests. Your Honor, detention seems excessive for a first offense. Stealing federal evidence is not typical teenage misconduct. Sophia breaks down in tears. I can't go to jail. I'm just a kid. You committed adult crimes, Miss Reynolds. Caprio continues, additionally, you will serve 2 years supervised probation after release. You will complete 500 hours of community service in law enforcement facilities. Sophia realizes her privileged life ends immediately. When do I have to go? Today, Miss Reynolds. Bailiff will transport you directly. Can I go home first? No. Detention begins immediately. Detective Reynolds approaches his daughter sadly. Sophia, I love you. Use this time to change. Daddy, please don't let them take me. I can't protect you from consequences anymore. Bailiff Martinez approaches with restraints. Please don't handcuff me, Sophia pleads. Protocol requires restraints, miss. The handcuffs click around privileged wrists. Her designer clothes contrast sharply with metal restraints. Judge Caprio addresses the courtroom. Privilege without accountability creates criminals. Miss Reynolds believed her father's badge granted immunity. Law enforcement families must model respect for justice, not exploitation of access. 6 months later, Sophia writes letters from juvenile detention. Dear Daddy, I understand why you couldn't protect me. I needed to face consequences. She studies law enforcement ethics daily, learning how evidence procedures work and how her theft compromised investigations. I never thought about victims before, she writes. Or the kids who bought drugs because the dealers stayed free. Her cellmate, Teresa, grew up in poverty. Drug dealers destroyed her neighborhood. You live in a different world, Teresa tells Sophia. Most people can't steal evidence and hire expensive lawyers. The contrast slowly opened Sophia's eyes. Privilege created moral blindness. Detective Reynolds visits monthly. Their conversations focus on accountability. Sophia, your mother and I enabled your entitlement. I know, Daddy. I expected badges to protect me from everything. Badges should inspire responsibility, not provide criminal opportunities. After 1 year, Sophia begins community service in police evidence rooms under strict supervision. The irony is intentional. This cocaine represents 6 months of undercover work. Supervisor Garcia explains, I never thought about officer sacrifice. Sophia admits every piece of evidence costs time, money, and sometimes lives. Sophia develops genuine respect for law enforcement integrity. She returns to court for final evaluation. Miss Reynolds, how has detention affected you? Your Honor, it saved my life. I was becoming a criminal without realizing it. And your attitude toward law enforcement? Police work is sacred. Evidence represents justice for victims. I violated that sacred trust. Judge Caprio nods. Your rehabilitation appears successful. Thank you, Your Honor. I plan to study criminal justice in college. Excellent choice. Your experience provides valuable perspective. Sophia turns toward her father. Daddy, I'm sorry for destroying your reputation. You're rebuilding it through real change, he says proudly. Judge Caprio addresses the courtroom once more. This case demonstrates that criminal behavior can transform when confronted with consequences. Juvenile detention provided Miss Reynolds with education impossible in privileged environments. I recommend expanding ethics education for police families. Sophia hugs her father tightly. Their relationship survived the crisis. I love you, Daddy. Thank you for choosing justice over protection. I love you too, Sophia. Justice protected you better than my badge ever could. 1 year later, Sophia starts college, studying criminal justice. Her juvenile record is sealed. She volunteers at youth centers, sharing her story with at-risk teens. I thought my dad's badge made me special, she tells them. It made me a criminal instead. Detective Reynolds regains his reputation through Sophia's success. Captain Torres promotes him to detective sergeant. Your integrity during crisis earned respect, Torres says. Father and daughter now speak at police academies. Family privilege can corrupt faster than money, Detective Reynolds explains. Sophia adds, officer children need extra accountability. not special protection. Judge Caprio keeps Sophia's case file as a teaching tool. The case influences juvenile sentencing guidelines statewide. The Rhode Island legislature passes the Reynolds Act, enhancing penalties for law enforcement family corruption. Sophia testifies during the bill's consideration. This law would have saved me from myself. FBI agent Walsh eventually convicts the 3 dealers who escaped because of Sophia's theft. Justice delayed isn't justice denied, she says. Sophia provides crucial testimony about drug networks, helping build federal cases. She returns yearly to Caprio's courtroom to speak to juvenile defendants. Detention saved my life, she tells them. Don't waste this opportunity. Judge Caprio considers Sophia one of his greatest success stories. You proved that consequences create character, he says. Thank you for believing I could change, Your Honor. Sophia plans to attend law school to become a prosecutor specializing in juvenile justice. I know how privileged kids think, she explains. That knowledge helps prevent crime. Detective Reynolds supports her ambition. You'll make an excellent prosecutor. 3 years after sentencing, Judge Caprio officiates Sophia's college graduation, a special honor. Miss Reynolds represents juvenile justice done right, he announces proudly. Sophia walks across the stage wearing a graduation gown instead of handcuffs. Education replaces incarceration. Detective Reynolds frames her diploma beside family photos. You turned your worst mistake into everyone's benefit, he tells her. That's what real justice looks like. Daddy, she replies softly as they walk out together, father and daughter, forever changed by consequences served with love.